Welcome to Wabi Sabi Adventures at 50 and I'm Kavita, your host. In this episode, we will talk about visit to Rajasthan. Rajasthan had been in our bucket list for a long time, but we kept delaying it because we were not sure which city to visit, when to visit and what to do there. Finally, in December 2025, we decided to make Rajasthan our holiday destination. And this was the best decision that we made. Now let's talk about misconceptions. After watching so many videos, we decided that Jaisalmer was the ultimate place in Rajasthan. There's so much to do there, there's so much to see there, it's such a royal place. So we thought we'll fly down to Jaisalmer, but unfortunately the flights were very expensive. Not only that, they are very infrequent. So we decided to fly to another city. From there we would take a train or a bus to Jaisalmer, and this was the best decision we made because this is how we discovered the Blue City of Jodhpur. Now let us talk about a good plan for Jodhpur. If we have a good plan in place, we end up making the trip successful and we avoid wasting a lot of time. This is what we did. We had a plan in place. So after landing Jodhpur in the morning, we took a cab to Ghantaghar, which is a clock tower area. Now it's very difficult for cabs to travel through the lanes here because they are quite narrow. So we got down here and we were happy to walk down the lanes because we were already making a list of all the shopping things that we needed to do. Now, once we started walking down the lanes and we had a booking here in Kutum Villa, which is a heritage stay, we started thinking what we would do in the 2 days that we were in Jodhpur. What would we do on the first day and on the second day? So we decided that on the first day, since it was already noon, we would spend it on shopping, and the next day we would go sightseeing because we would have the entire day. And this is where we were wrong. Once we checked into Kutum Villa and met the founder, who is Mr. Poonam, he explained to us that the first day we should go sightseeing and the second day we should go shopping. Now we were a little confused here, and then he explained to us, and this is where local advice plays a big role, and I'm going to share that with you. So what he said was that if we do the sightseeing on the first day from noon onwards, we would be able to see the beautiful sunset at the Mehrangarh Fort, and he was absolutely right. And he said we can do the shopping the next day because had we started sightseeing the next day in the morning, we would have missed the amazing, the glorious, the fabulous sunset at the Mehrangarh Fort. Our first stop was to eat some food we had not eaten for hours. So we went to Arora Namkeen, and the chaats here are amazing. You cannot miss it. The chili pakoras here as well as the chaats are to die for. And of course the kesar lassi. I still dream about it. After that our sightseeing started. First we went to Turji Ka Jalra, which is a step well. I've already made a video of it. You can watch it. This is something to see because it dates back into history. Another aspect that makes your holiday successful is the transport that you use and the person who takes you around. Again, Mr. Poonam was very helpful because he got us an auto, and Mr. Deva, who drove us around, did an amazing job because he lovingly took us everywhere and also advised us on the time that we needed to take and what all we needed to see. So he was not only the person who took us around, he was also a kind of a guide. From there we went to Umaid Bhawan. Remember, Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas got married here? This is a place you cannot miss. It is named after Maharaja Umaid Singh, and currently it is Maharaja Gad Singh, who occupies part of the Bhavan in the royal chambers with his family. A part of it is managed by the Taj group of hotels also, and the rest of it is open to the tourists who can visit this particular property as well as see the museum here. Umaid Bhawan will surely captivate you. It is so beautiful. It is made of golden sandstone, and once you walk into the museum, you will walk from room to room, and the feeling is absolutely magical. From the portraits and pictures of the royal Maharajas, pictures that date back into history with previous prime ministers and royalties, then you come across the places where they've personally used the crockery, the timepieces, the clocks are absolutely beautiful, as well as the glassware. And then finally you come to the car museum, which is outstanding. If you are a car lover, you will not want to move from there. You will not be able to take your eyes off the vintage cars. After that, the next destination was Jaswant Ka Tala. So as the name goes, it is made in the memory of Maharaja Jaswant Singh too. Now this is also called the White Taj Mahal of Marwar. Finally, we reached the Mehrangarh Fort as promised by Mr. Deva that he would ensure we reach this fort so that we had plenty of time exploring the forts, the walls, the gates, the museum, as well as enjoy the glorious sunset here. It is situated 400 feet above the city on a cliff, and this is a 15th century citadel. When you reach Mehrangarh Fort, you will be astounded and speechless at the entire structure of this place. It's huge, it's massive, it's touching the skies, and every time you walk, you will feel as if some Maharana is going to come out from somewhere on a horse galloping down with all the tam jam and the sword and everything and gallop down the alley, and probably a palki will come out where some beautiful queen is sitting. Now this has been made by Rao Jodha in 1459. It has some palaces like the Moti Mahal, then the Fool Mahal, as well as the Sheesh Mahal. Sheesh Mahal is very beautiful. It was made for the queens, and there are mirrors on the ceilings and everywhere on the walls. Now you imagine when a candle was lit at night, it seemed as if the entire universe was settling down there with the galaxies and the stars there. That beautiful this place is, which you cannot miss. And finally, sunset is like a treat to the eyes. You will not be able to ever forget this kind of a sunset. And when you're going through those palaces, their bedrooms, their living rooms, the thrones, the palkis, the jarokas, the entire carvings, the architecture, the massive walls, you will question yourself if there was a school of architecture so many years ago, because everything is so perfect. Finally, you will reach the terrace from where you will see the glorious sunset, and let me tell you, this is a life-changing moment because you will never forget this. The sun setting here and the sky turning from blue to orange to gold, as if the entire sky gets covered by a gold liquid behind the forts and the massive walls, is something you will never forget. From there, we reached our final destination, the Mandor Gardens. Mr. Deva had promised to us that he would ensure that we reach this place for the light and sound show, and he kept the promise. Once we reached here, we were again astounded by the beauty of the gardens and the ancient relics here. The locals believe that this is the Maika, or the father's place of Queen Mandodari, wife of Ravana. So you can imagine how old and ancient this place is. Now we watched the light and sound show, we walked through the relics, the ruins, and finally we went to the temple of Kal Bhairava, which is again a very ancient temple. We missed the aarti on that day because we were a little late. The following evening we went back for the aarti, because this is something you again cannot miss. So this was the entire visit to Jodhpur, which made us feel spiritual as well as so nostalgic about the history that had surpassed us years ago, when the Marathas as well as their kingdoms were indefeatable and one of the most powerful in ancient history of India.